Welcome back to Lifeline and Lisa. So I'm here today with another video and I've got a special guest, Daddy.
Hi.
So today's video is going to be 10 tips for new psych nurses. Now, if you didn't know, both Daddy and I work in mental health. So
I'm a registered nurse and I've been doing mental health for over 20 years.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time. You know, I was going to say technically I'm a senior nurse now, but that's not even close. So I've been working for about 7.5 years, almost 8. I thought I would be classified as I guess I'm an older nurse, but Daddy's an actual senior nurse.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay, so here are the 10 tips.
Always keep gloves in your pocket.
Yeah, so you need to always keep gloves in your pocket. You never know what's going to happen on the shift. You're always going to want gloves because you're going to be picking up stuff, rubbish. You need to make beds, searching patients in an emergency situation. Tip number 2, always keep your duress alarm on you.
Most of these patients who come into our wards are very agitated.
That's true.
And also drug-induced.
That's true.
They can act at any time, so you have to call for help.
Yeah.
And make sure that by having a duress alarm with you, help is always at hand.
That's probably the best way actually to call for help on the ward when something happens. It has like a string thing, and when it's pulled off.
Yeah, it can either be pulled off or button pressed.
Correct.
Or just leave your alarm just to fall on the floor.
Yeah, and it'll sound off straight away. So that's probably one of the easiest and fastest ways to call for help, apart from screaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Tip number 3, always be alert.
So you always have to be alert because you never know these mental distressed patients.
Yeah.
They can act or behave just within a twinkle of an eye. So always you have to be very, very mindful of wherever you are. Be prepared for anything. That is tip number 4.
Yeah. So literally be prepared for anything because no 2 shifts are the same. You can have one shift where maybe it goes great and there are no incidents and everyone's settled. And literally the next shift, things can change. It can be even one patient changes and so it's a catalyst for all the other patients to change and then everything becomes unsettled and things change. Tip number 5. Don't underestimate what's going on.
You don't have to underestimate what is going on. In the mental health setting, as I said, behaviors can change, attitudes can change, and even being friendly with somebody within a twinkle of an eye, that person can also change.
Yeah.
So always be mindful.
That's true because there's no such thing as normal in mental health.
Now, there's a mental health setting.
No.
You've got to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
But the one that you think is normal might turn out to be very abnormal.
And that's the thing because it's one thing to be looking at the person's body language, but what's going on in their minds could be the complete opposite.
Yes, you have to follow their instincts.
That's right.
Whatever that they are doing, you must be aware of what is going on around you. Tip number 6, know when you are in too deep.
Yeah, you need to be able to know when to exit a situation. You need to know when to be able to say, this is too much for me, I need to seek assistance. So when you're with a patient, when you're in a situation where you can see from what they're saying, maybe even from the way that they're behaving, like someone could be smiling at you, but their legs are racing.
That's correct. And they could be they can lash out
easily
at you at any time.
Yep. You know, someone can be talking with you nicely, but their hands are in a fist.
Talk to somebody.
Correct.
Make sure that you talk to a colleague.
Yep.
Your NAM, your team leader, or anybody just around you.
Yeah.
Let them know what is happening in regards to the behavior of a patient.
Yeah.
Or patients.
And it's always better to do it sooner rather than later because you don't want to get sucked in and then you can't get out of that situation. Tip number 7, document everything.
Documentation is very, very useful.
That's true.
In terms of legalities, and certain times you need actually to free yourself from certain incidents. Yeah. And without documentation, you'll be in real hot waters.
Yeah.
So the slightest thing, make sure you document. And with behaviors and aggressive natures of mentally disturbed patients, don't forget IMS. You have to actually fill in the IMS.
Yeah.
It's incidents that have happened.
Yeah.
And be protected.
Yes.
In case it goes overboard.
Yes.
Then you have to answer certain questions for yourself.
That's true. And also on the subject of doing an IMS, for us nurses, often for small things we don't do IMS, like if we get a cut or if we just trip over something. But even though it seems minor, it's major down the line.
It is.
Because one day it's just a cut. another couple days later, it's an infection.
Gonna flare.
You know? Or one day you trip over and it just hurts a bit. Next couple of days, oh, I can't walk. I'm in so much pain. So apart from documentation and for IMS in terms of patients themselves, we need to do it for ourselves as the people looking after the patients. That will help to say that we have been injured. This might be something that needs to be followed up on.
At times you might have to take a sickie because of the injury.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is also going to cover you.
Yeah, that's true.
But when there's no report, when management don't or doesn't know anything about what really actually or happened on the ward, then it means they don't know.
Exactly.
Not written, not known.
Yep, that's exactly it. If it's not written down, it never happened.
Tip 8, don't ever run after patients.
Yeah, so learn from me. That's how my injury happened. So don't run after patients. Leave that to the team who are on for the day.
But it's just unfortunate that when you are a new nurse into the ward, there are certain things they don't tell you.
Yeah.
Certain things you'll think, you would like to be like a macho person.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's not what I was trying to do when I was writing.
You like to impress or you like to do certain things for them to know that you are really interested in your
like
job.
You want people to know that you're keen, like you're on it, but...
you're on it.
Yeah.
Because if a patient is entrusted into your care and that patient flips away, you would like to say, oh my God, what am I going to do? There might be trouble with me. Being a new nurse, you might say, nah, I've got to go after that
the
nurse.
patient.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
But you don't
have
do it. To.
No.
Wherever they want to go, let them go.
Let them go. Tip number 9. Use your leave to avoid burnout.
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true. You need to use your leave. Some of us are workaholics and we don't want to use our leaves. We just want to keep working.
Yeah.
But please, use your leave. It doesn't matter whether it's a day, a week, 2 weeks, or even a month.
Yeah.
Just relax. Take some time off.
Yeah.
And by the time you get back to work, you'll be fully refreshed.
That's true, because one thing with burnout is that it can manifest differently. So it's important that once you recognize that, it's happening. I mean, even before you recognize, if it's been like a year, you need to take some leave. That's too much.
Tip number 10, don't take work home with you.
Yeah, you need to detach as soon as you leave that ward. Let it go. Let it go.
You see, at certain times you like to follow what happens on the ward, even if you're at home.
Yeah. Like, he's talking about emails, for example. That's why I don't have my work email on my phone. I don't want to know about what's going on. That can wait till I get to work. They pay me to work those 8 hours. The 8 hours start when I get onto the ward, when I get into the office. So try not, I guess the word is try not to take work home with you. But apart from that, though, you need to be able to detach, because a lot happens on a psych ward. It can be extremely emotionally draining, especially if there's an incident involving a patient, involving yourself, involving other staff. It can be very emotionally draining. You need to be able to come home, like if you need to cry, just cry. Watch a movie, listen to some music, let it out so that it doesn't follow you. I remember a little story. When I first started working on the acute admissions ward, legit, for the first couple weeks, like in my dreams, I was on the ward because I hadn't learned that I need to let it go.
Yeah.
And it's like, I come home from work, it's been a heavy shift, and I sleep, and then it's in my dream. And it's like, what even is going on?
What was going on was you loved your work.
Yeah, that's true.
And since being a new nurse, you just started.
Yeah.
And perhaps you never thought that, I'm going to be a nurse one day in a mental health facility.
Yeah, that's true.
So you love it.
Yeah.
So you keep thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you dream about it.
Yeah. That's not a good thing, though. That is making it sound like it's good. It's not good.
The final tip I would say is being very good to other staff members.
Yeah,
communication is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Interrelationship within the workplace is so important. Even if you know that some colleagues don't like you, and you also might know people you don't like, but don't exhibit them on the facial value. Just work together, communicate together. As soon as you're finished, you go home.
Psych nursing is one of those jobs where it's not like a me versus them. Like, you actually need your colleagues. You actually need them to debrief on the ward as well. That's one thing. Every mental health nurse is in the nurses station. Like, we have to crack jokes amongst each other.
Correct.
You know, we need to talk about things other than work sometimes, just to detach from a situation that's happened. Yeah. We need to keep our spirits high, pretty much, because we're all we've got on the ward.
That's correct.
You know?
And also try as much as possible, if you are a junior nurse, get to know one senior nurse you can trust.
That's very important.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
In my work, I've got junior nurses who really trust me.
There are so many.
They can come to me with any of their problems,
Yeah.
either it be work or even at home or even on social issues.
Yeah.
By doing that, I keep my mouth shut
Yeah.
after talking to them.
Yeah.
I don't expose all these communications or conversations to anyone.
Yeah.
That is the way to build trust.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't be the man or the woman on the show. Like, don't pretend to let patients know that you are the number one on the, on a particular shift.
Yeah.
You
Because that's
understand what
going
I
to
mean?
lead to division between patients and
And
staff.
and staff.
Yeah, nah,
So don't.
do it.
Nurses do
That's
that
true.
a lot.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
always want to portray to the patients that
They're the best.
without them,
Yeah.
there's no
The ward
nurse.
can't work without them.
Exactly, the ward
They're
can't
like,
work.
Yeah.
So don't be in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't approach yourself to that blame at all.
Yeah.
Do what you are expected to do.
Yeah.
Don't be roaming about, walking about without doing anything at all.
Yeah.
Under the pretense that, I'm very busy. Yes.
That's
You are
true.
only busy when you actually actively participating in the day-to-day activities and looking after the patients.
That's
Without
it.
that,
Yeah.
you are not busy at all.
Yeah, literally. So I know it sounds weird, but don't do too much and don't do nothing. Literally work within your scope.
Yeah.
And
And when
you'll
they tell
be
you to do something you can't do,
Say
tell
it.
them you can't do
fine.
it.
Yeah.
Don't think that just because he's a senior nurse or
Yeah.
she is a senior nurse,
Yeah.
he tells you to do certain things and you think, oh, nah, this is beyond my control, this is beyond certain things within my capability that I can do it. Say it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna kill you.
Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for tuning in to our video. We hope that you were able to learn something new. Give us a like, comment down below, share this video with a friend, someone who you know this could be of assistance to. And we hope that you keep well during these trying times. Bye.
Bye.